Power 7 Podcast. Good morning. Coming to you on another blessed Wednesday morning. Breezy Wednesday morning. Little light drizzle out here. What's up to everybody? How y'all doing? R.I.P. to Andre Bauer. Just want to say that to that brother. 61 years old. I always liked him. I liked him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I liked him in a movie called The Thief that he did back in the day with Alec Baldwin and Michael J. White. So, R.I.P. to Andre Bauer. So, today's topic, MC Hammer. I caught a clip of Hammer on Monday at a Tupac street sign revealing in Oakland, and he was talking, and I caught a little clip of MC Hammer saying how he's been turning down all these Hip Hop 50 celebration offers. He's been turning them down. He said he'd rather work with the young ones, because he said he don't have any patience for the fakeness. That's what he said. Because of all of the things that transpired through his career with some of the guys, some of these older MCs. So he said he don't have patience for the fakeness. MC Hammer debut album came out, I want to say, in 1986 is when Hammer dropped his first album, 1986. But his breakout album in 88, Let's Get It Started. It's his breakout album where MC Hammer, first video, Pump It Up. MC Hammer has and I might have these singles twisted. It could have been on 86, but I don't think so. Pump It Up was 88. It's on the Let's Get It Started out. And MC Hammer comes out. MC Hammer has like these fake ass Run DMC lookalikes in his video. They dissing him, slapping the hats off their heads. Girls dissing him. Right? So this is Hammer. This is when he comes out. Second video, Hammer. They say you ain't hitting in New York, word. What you gonna do about that, Hammer? I'm gonna turn this mother out, right? Next video, and that one, turn this mother out, or is it Let's Get It Started? This one of them. He does a New York one and turn this mother out, and I think in Let's Get It Started is when he says, he's second to none to LL, Cool J, or LL, or Run DMC. He throws that little shot. Might have been Dougie Fresh too. He throws a little jab at them. I mean, right then and there, man, this is the beginning of hip hop. Hip hop, as far as in the recording industry, at this point in time is like 9-10 years old. So this is early on, right? 88. This is early. Hammer started getting flack for that. Now, mind you, when it comes to MC Hammer is probably like the same age as... He's the same age as Running them. He's the same age as like Run, Melly Mel, Kool Moe D. So when Hammer comes out in 88, Chuck D, when Hammer does come out in 88, MC Hammer's like the same age. He's an older rapper. He's not a young rapper. And when MC Hammer comes out and blows up like he does, he's an older rapper at the time. He's not an old man, but for a rapper at the time, the way it was back then, he was older than most of the rappers. Run DMC had started falling off around this time too. This is the beginning of their fall off, because 89 Tougher Than Leather comes out. That's pretty much not a good album. You know, Run DMC peak is Raising Hell, and then the fall off starts in 80. With Raising Hell was 86. For Run DMC, the fall off for them starts in 88, 89, where they're not the kings of the hill no more. Starting a whole new generation was coming in. Now I'm gonna go back and say this: MC Hammer is like the same age as them. MC Hammer is like the same age as Run and them, and Mel and them, and Mo and them. He's in their age bracket. Everybody else that's coming up in hip hop at this time, they're a few years younger. They're younger in the game. But MC Hammer comes out dissing. He blows up. Yes, there was jealousy towards MC Hammer because he was king of the hill. He blew up. He was the top dog. Not necessarily what you would call the best rapper. And his debut by dissing Run DMC, who were revered by most of the hip-hop community at the time. You dissing them, you know what I mean? You come out here, you dissing, you dancing around, you blow up, yes, jealousy, and it's also like, oh, we gonna get at you. And that's been hip-hop, period. It's still like that now. If you the top dog, somebody's coming at you. That's why he came at Brian and them, and people started coming at him because he was on top. Coming out with cereals and commercials and all of this shit. And this is what I'm gonna say. I like MC Hammer. MC Hammer blows up. I'm like 10 years old, 9-10 years old, when MC Hammer actually blows up and takes off. By the time he reaches the pinnacle of his height, which is Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him, he's definitely at the top. That's what you can't touch this, right? A lot of people my age and other people my age, we're getting older, especially people my age, as well as hip-hop is changing. Like I said, hip-hop is still young, so hip-hop is changing, it's getting more provocative, it's getting a little bit more vulgar, it's getting more hard, it's getting more sample-based because you got a lot of guys sampling jazz samples, so the music is just changing anyway. And MC Hammer, his whole thing when he is it is like, marketing is towards elementary school kids. And most serious hip-hop is not marketed towards elementary school kids. And this is where Hammer starts to fall off. Because the kids that he was being marketed to are getting older. And that Addams Family, too legit to quit shit, ain't finna start flying with them demographic of kids. He's getting dissed by the actual people who take hip-hop serious. And not only do he receive a backlash for when he came out, and that he's getting dissed because he's on the top, MC Hammer comes out and says, he drops the MC off his name and just becomes Hammer. MC Hammer takes the MC off his name and now he's just Hammer because he says, I'm not a rapper. I do hip-hop. I'm an entertainer. What I'm doing is more than this rap. He starts pretty much not claiming rap. So he gets backlash from these new group of kids. That's why Q-Tip says in his verse, what you say, Hammer? Problem. Rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop. That was Q-Tip throwing that shot at Hammer because of him saying that shit and taking the MC off his name. It's like, oh, you just gonna shit on hip-hop. But you doing it and you making money from it, but you gonna say you not that. You're bigger than that. That's MC's Hammer way of getting back at the individuals who dissed him because he couldn't back it up on the mic because he was not a good rapper. He was a good entertainer. He could dance his ass off. But as far as spitting these rhymes and being able to get back at some of those individuals that was getting at him and dissing him, he couldn't do it. What he would do is result to some of the stuff that we start talking about in the in the mid-90s that everybody wanted to get away from because Biggie and Tupac got killed. Hammer wanted to confront rappers. Him and his brother. They wanted to confront rappers for dissing them. Go to Oakland, MC Hammer want to run up on you. He can't come in. He not going to get on the mic and say nothing, but he going to try to run up on you. He couldn't hold himself down lyrically, so he was on that. That was his tip. Oh, I'm not an MC. I'm taking it off. I'm just Hammer because I'm not rap, I'm pop, and this and that. That was his stance. And so he caught backlash from the community for that. But Hammer don't never tell that story when he get out here talking about the fakeness, no patience for the fakeness, go an interview, they still jealous of me. He always go that route. But it's like, bro, take accountability for what you was on. You was dissing the culture at the time. The culture was dissing you, but that was part of it because you was the top dog. You was making the most money. You was selling the most records. It still happens to this day. Where if you top up, you the top dude out there, you on that mic, man, them MCs coming for you. And they are. And I get it. You were being made fun of, and it's only because you were at the top. They made fun, because they made fun of Hammer in 5 Heartbeats. They made fun of Hammer. They made fun of Hammer on The Living Color. Like, Hammer was a gimmicky rapper. When his first one, that Pump It Up was dope and all of that he did, even coming out with Old Town 357 was dope. But when he got that money, I doubt that MC Hammer didn't let all that shit go to his head. That's why he had 1,000 people working for him and doing all the stuff that he did, which is a learning lesson. But he's still holding on to that like he didn't play a part in that. He always tell his story as if, nope, he didn't do anything. And that he couldn't accept what came with the territory for where he was at. And hip-hop was young then, and it's a learning experience. But MC Hammer always irritates me, and it's a lot of young people that now it's cool to be like, MC Hammer, he was doing what everybody want to do now, and everybody was mad at him then. Well, MC Hammer did a lot of shit to make people go at him. And I would assume that people who weren't growing up in that time don't understand that. Because trust me, MC Hammer had the game in a headlock for at least a good solid 2 years. Especially if you were like 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. But by the time you get to 12 and you get 13 and you're a little bit older and he comes out with the Addams Family and You Can't Touch This and all that, you're taking hip-hop more serious if you're really into it. Things are changing once you become a teenager. And if you're an older teenager who like Hammer, you're getting older, he's marketing the children. No, it's not going to work. And because hip-hop wasn't where it is now and how rappers are able to take that career and turn it into something, Hammer didn't know about it. And it's unfortunate. He tried to make a comeback, Pumps in a Bump. Those were cool jams, but it still wasn't him. Him running around with Death Row and those pictures and all of that with Death Row, man, and he looked so out of place. But it is what it is. I don't mean I'm not. We've all heard the stories, which he gets upset about hearing. So we know MC Hammer ain't no punk, but he never looked in place in none of those Death Row pictures. Even Tupac dissed MC Hammer. So he always looked out of place in those Death Row pictures. And he looked silly dancing in the thong and the Pumps in the Bump. He had some good jams on that album, but he was still never a good MC, a good rapper to hold his weight. And by the time he came out with that, Hammer was definitely an older rapper by the time he try to do his comeback. It's unfortunate because maybe MC Hammer could have turned what his image was, which was pretty much he was going towards a direction to being like something for kids. He couldn't turn that into something because nobody knew how to turn anything into anything else with hip-hop back then. And so I say that to say this. I wish that MC Hammer, would just get over it, man. He said maybe he'll do something that he'll do on his own, which I hope so, because I know there's still a lot of people that love MC Hammer and would love to see him perform. Because I know he can still dance, and I know he can throw on a hell of a show. So, Hammer, let it go, man. Let it go, man. Let that hurt go. Let that anger go. for back then. It was young. Everybody was young. Everybody was still learning the business back then.